Obviously delighted for the 3 points, delighted for our guys. Wasn't too crazy about the first half, but hey, we play a weird sport, man. And there was a lot that went on in that game with injuries and stoppages, and so I'm glad that the guys were able to stay focused and be able to answer the call in the second half. So delighted for the 3 points, but now we got to go to Marquette and do our best to go there and get a result.
Jackson's pretty special day today. He had some pretty special moments in his career, but what did you see in him today that allowed him to have so much magic out there?
We talk about our program and the great players that have come through it, and when it gets to be their senior year, it's bittersweet because you form a relationship with these guys and you fall in love with these guys, and then you know that the end is near. But we talk about what are you going to add to your legacy, to add to the history of our program. And I definitely think that we have a couple of guys that are seniors right now that have done a great job at adding to the legacy for our program. So Jackson's one of those guys, and he even scored a second goal with his face. What better way to do it?
Talk about this is going to be a weird game, everything. Can you take anything from this game and carry it over into Marquette and then into postseason?
Absolutely. If anything, there's belief that we can score goals in bunches, right? So confidence is a big thing in our sport. And so if we can carry over that confidence that we're able to finish, that's one of the things that we'll take with us to Milwaukee.
You've talked a lot about how the second half you're starting 0-0 despite being at 1-1. So how did you see that change in intensity and the way that the guys were able to make that extra pass to find the open man and get those goals?
It starts with our energy. I didn't think our energy was great in the first half, and our energy was something that we wanted to address in the second. And I'd even argue in the first 5 minutes of the second, it was a little bit of us like getting out of second, and then in the third, and then in the fourth and fifth gear. And so once our energy got to the place where it needed to be, I thought our game started to click.
I don't know, how big of moments do you feel like the plays are where, Lucio backtracks to get the ball off Palmer's foot? I think Deppy had one. Like they were just winning the battle of those through balls, which would have put Blake in dangerous situations.
Of
Not
course.
that he couldn't make it save, but
Of course.
It's a tough spot. Like, how much of a spark does that light for what we ended up seeing as the barrage?
It's an absolute spark, and to be quite honest, that's what we lacked at midweek. We were being outworked, in particular in our individual duels. So when we're able to back tackle, when we're able to crowd the ball defensively, when we're able to hunt collectively, we're a much better team, and that's got to be part of our mainstay, right? That's our cry. Run for one another, work together for one another, and the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah. The communicating and the effectiveness of just the second half in general seemed so strong as compared to first half. Seemed like they were kind of hurrying it up and trying to get it into the offensive third. So how important was it in that second half to kind of see them slow down and let the play build to get those better opportunities?
Absolutely. I think, we always talk about playing the pass that the game is asking for, not to try to reinvent the wheel, but play what's in front of you and what the opposition is giving you. I thought we did a much better job of that in the second half.
How do you feel about watching seniors that are going into what they, for all they know, this is the last time, the last 90 minutes they're going to play on this field? To see them play the way they did today, knowing what they know.
It gives you a sense of pride, right? One of the main reasons why I decided I want to be a college coach instead of trying to be a coach at another level is the growth that you see, the development that you see when these guys come in as freshmen, and then when they're leaving to move on to the next chapter of their lives as young men. It makes my job gratifying, not just as soccer players, but as young men. My coaches had that effect on me when I was a student here, that student athlete here back in the 90s, where I already thought I knew everything, and then I didn't. But this is what got me gravitated to wanting to be a coach. I look back and see what Coach Warming and what Coach Simon did for me, and that's something that I take a lot of pride in passing on to these guys.
Talking about kind of the growth, Amos got his first goal as a Blue Jay, which is great, but it also seemed like after that goal, his confidence grew so much, and he was so much more involved in every play, and kind of, I think it's like his brain kind of slowed down, and he was able to make a better pass. What kind of growth have you seen in him that kind of translated today?
Absolutely. He's been working his butt off. He's been working diligently in the classroom, in the gym, on his nutrition, and on the field. And so to see all that come to fruition with a goal, there's a release there, right? And so you're absolutely right. He seemed like he was more involved after he scored a goal that was from 3 yards out. He did a great job to finish it off, and I think that's his first one to open up his account. But I think there's more to come.
Last time we talked, you said you were trying to make the most of the time you had left at Morrison, right?
Right.
Just because you kind of knew it was running out. 2 goals, 2 assists, a win, all but kind of clinched your spot. How did you feel today?
Felt fantastic. We knew last regular season game ever for 6-7 guys had to come out and do something special. So first half wasn't fantastic, but I think we really responded. We knew 45 minutes left in our careers at Morrison. Regular season, obviously we could still host the game, but so yeah, we just had to come out.
Tell me what it feels like to be in that type of a zone. Like, a couple goals is one thing, a couple assists is another, but do it all at once, just in a garage like that. That seemed pretty special.
It's just, you get the ball, you look up, you see someone open. I don't really know how to explain it.
Yeah. Did it feel like you were in a zone at all, or were you just playing soccer?
Passing wise, yeah. I felt like I was hitting people, like I was seeing when somebody was open, Aria 2-3 times, and I felt like I could put it on their head every time.
Yeah.
It's 1-0 or 1-1 at halftime. What do you feel like was different in the second half for a team?
The energy level was big. Johnny in the locker room really emphasized get that energy up. And then we also just stopped giving the ball away. First half, a lot of stupid mistakes from everybody, front to back. Second half, we started just playing the ball to a teammate. That guy played the ball to another teammate, just kept going forward and scored 5.
Yeah, you were talking about second half ball movement, quality of ball movement was so much improved, and you kind of saw the energy kind of shift. Did you feel like just everyone was kind of communicating better and just in more of a cohesive zone in that second half?
Yeah, for sure. There was a lot more just talking.
Yeah.
I looked up, I heard somebody moving as well as seeing them. I know I was being more vocal. So yeah, that helps so much knowing where your team is without necessarily having to see them this year.
Yeah. And how important is that when you're coming out of 1-1 at halftime, where you know that you need to bring the energy really early to kind of get you guys ahead starting the second half?
It's huge. It just shows that we have the energy and we're not withering and we're not giving up. It's second half, we're raising the energy, getting better, and we're going to do it.
How memorable the final day at Morrison was this, if this is your final day?
Extremely memorable, especially since we go down early. We always seem to start a bit slow, just in seasons and games, and then we turned around. So it was really just, it encapsulated my career almost.
What do you feel like you're going to cherish the most of the moments you've had at this place?
The teammates. We score, the whole team rushes the corner flag.
Yeah.
Those moments are special. I love those.
You guys know you needed it. What was it like going down and having to respond to the match that you knew you had to have?
I mean, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
It's never good starting off like that. I mean, obviously you're hoping to get a quick start, especially against a team who's coming in struggling. But obviously we dug ourselves a little bit of a hole, and it's just good to respond. Because I don't think we've been put in that situation and came out on top a lot of times this year, so it's good to do that later on in the season.
Yeah, I mean, kind of going off of that, Butler just came off a 5-1 victory. So how much more important was it even to get that quick start, even though I know you guys didn't, but how important was it to kind of maintain that energy, even when you guys went down, knowing that a team like that is building on that late season momentum from that game?
Yeah, I mean, it helped a lot that we answered almost immediately, because we were just saying before the game, let's not give them something to fight for. And I guess when they scored and you get scored on straight away, it's oh no. So I guess we cut that off quick, which is good. But it was good just getting into halftime 1-1 where you could reset instead of being down 1-0 where you're trying to fight for it and you're looking around what do we need to do? When you're 1-1, it's more all right, we got 45 minutes to play for the win, basically.
Yeah, and you guys scored, you were just saying, right away. So how did that kind of show your guys' ability to stick to the game plan and kind of get back into it even when you go down early?
Yeah, I think it was good. I mean, we knew it was going to be a high-scoring game. I think I told my teammates it was going to be a shootout one way or another because obviously their offense is really good and our offense can be really good.
Yeah.
And especially that midweek game, everyone was tired. It was going to be a high-scoring game, so it was just good to answer quick and then get that offense going, especially going into the Big East tournament, hopefully.
Did you see?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, did you just see, like, what was the change in intensity like from that first half where you guys were kind of struggling to get the high press going and kind of get into the offensive third compared to obviously the scoring rod that you guys got in that second half?
What was the difference?
Yeah, did you
I
just
just
see a
think-
difference in intensity?
Yeah, I think we were just winning more second balls,
Yeah.
and I also think, I mean, realistically, after the second goal, Butler kind of tucked it in because it seemed like their energy was completely done.
Yeah.
And then especially when we got the third goal, their heads really dropped, and then we just had the opportunity to lay it into them.
Palmer Alt has had a lot of magical moments in his career. Butler, they're 9. How hard was it to contain him today, and how did you guys feel you executed that part of it? And what kind of chain reaction did it have on their energy level?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I've played him probably 4 or 5 times now, and obviously he's rapid. He's just super fast, and you just got to be aware when you play Butler that they're going to clip balls over the top, and it just helps when you guys like Matt Reed and Savic who are covering behind me, and especially like Lucio in the second half running past me to cover it up. And obviously I'm not the quickest guy in the world, so just having teammates next to me who are covering my backs when I go up for headers and stuff like that.
Talk about your header. That was pretty wild. I didn't even think you were part of it, and then here you come.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's obviously my game. My game is heading, so I feel like I was kind of due for one for a while. And a real header goal, not like the one you guys gave me at the start of the year. So, yeah, it was good. Obviously, my family are here, so it was just good to score in front of them, let them have that moment.
Did you think you had a window near post without where you were when you got your head to it? That was pretty tight.
You can ask anyone on the team. My biggest pet peeve is them not playing me the ball in the corners. I constantly complain and be annoying about it. And obviously, Cash or whoever it was played a perfect ball. I was just lucky.